welcome, and I'm glad you joined us today. And you know, one thing we try to do is give people information. And today we're going to start with something that I think is much needed almost anywhere. And I have here two people on behalf of Passion Caregivers. And they go out into the homes if you have someone you love or someone you're responsible for, and they need help, and maybe you can't all be there all the time. You may have a job, you may live someplace else. They feel that need. And I'm so pleased to have Bobbie Shell here, and Bobbie is the owner and founder. And next to her is Natausha Shell, and she is administrator.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have this company called Passion Caregivers.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are these people trained nurses, or are they, how would you describe, if I have somebody that I need help for, and I have to go to work, and I have an elderly person that needs help, how would I describe what you do?
All of our employees are trained in every field that requires a duty. As far as postpartum care, we do long-term care, short-term care. We even assist with hospice cases at, making families comfortable, when their loved one is going home. Everyone's trained in a different area.
Okay, so but these people are all bonded and investigated, so that if I called you and said I need some help for 2 weeks or however long, the person that you would send would be fully investigated.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We also require all of our employees to wear badges that has the name of the company, their picture, name, and we also have a logo. This is one of the older badges, but the newer ones have a logo on it that says background check. We do TB tests, drug screening, and a complete background check.
Because we can't be too careful this day.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
So how did you you started this, how did you happen to do this?
Well, about 25, 26 years ago, I was working on another job, and I've been praying, Lord, it's got to be better. I just want more to be able to make a difference to help someone. Started basically like when I was about 12 years old in the community, going to the grocery stores, helping the people in the neighborhood with bathing and whatever needs they might have. I would go to school and get out of school and just start running errands for different people. And I lived on the southern side of town, and I would go to cash and carry and just had a list for different people the needs that they had and the things that they would like for me to do. I would rake yards, whatever they wanted me to do. So I realized my call, at an early age. So as I got older and just went to school and thought I wanted to do one thing, but I realized that God called me to be able to help make a difference in the lives of others.
So you started this business, and if somebody out there has a need, we have a number, 2 numbers actually, that we're put up on the screen. It's coming at the time of year now where people are hoping to take a vacation.
Yes.
If they're responsible for someone in their home, a senior citizen or whatever, that they can't go, then you would come in and fill that need. You would be there. Do they stay 24 hours a day, or can you have somebody come for 2 or 3 hours, or how does this work?
Yes, ma'am. We do have 24-hour care. We also we try to do a minimum of at least 4 hours, but we'll fulfill the need, whatever it may be, 2 hours, 4 hours. Most of our cases are 24, 7 days a week.
Oh my.
Yes.
Yeah. So are you finding much response? I mean, much need for this? Have you?
It's a great need, and we find that a lot of people, they don't know what to expect, so sometimes they start out with do a minimum of 4 hours just to try, just to give run and go, and after they realize that they got somebody good and reliable, trustworthy, to be able to come into their homes, because that's the biggest problem now, is to have someone to be able to trust. And so as we go in, we try to see what the needs are, and our priority is taking care of the loved one, taking care of the client, and we go in and do whatever the needs might be, and as we always do, try to go above the call of duty. So as we go in, we see the needs. I go in and I check out. I do a consultation with the families, and so I go back and I look at all the girls that we have that's on staff, and I have about 15 right now, and I'll be able to choose the right one to be able to go in that home and do a good matchup. So
somebody can call you and say, I have an elderly person, or I have a child that needs help, and I can't be there, or I want to take a week's vacation or whatever. You will go into that home and talk to those people and see what the need is.
Yes.
And you help somebody bathe and dress, fix light meal for
Yes.
them. If they have certain medications, you make sure they take the medication.
Yes, ma'am.
Just kind of the kind of thing that you would do for a family member.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully you would do it for a
Absolutely.
family member.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are you finding response to your business?
We are. We have a lot of good families that we have cared for, and we are still caring for. Been long term. We have some for 8 to 10 years. We have some, 5 years, 3 to 4. It's really been great. I thank God for the doors He's opening up. We have families that we go in for 4 hours. Have some go in. We have went in for 1 day. It all depends on their needs.
Yeah.
And I've had families that I've been with for like 25 years, and I still serve those families.
Yes. We even have some that are on call.
Yes.
That may call us once or twice a month, or they may want care 2 or 3 days a week. And
So you're flexible in
Yes,
how
we're
you
very
help
flexible.
people.
yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
And you've tried to keep the rates affordable,
Absolutely.
because that's so important.
It is. It is.
And where do you find the people to come in here and do? Are these retired nurses, or how do you find these people?
Most of them are CNAs. We have some CNAs. We also have a nurse that's on call, but most of them have been doing this for years. We have an older crew. We have a
Okay.
younger bunch. Well,
All right.
I say about 30 years and up. We word of mouth, basically.
Yes.
And when they hear about us, they give us a call. We screen them, get an application. We interview them. If we like what we see, then we go ahead and, do a background check, TB test, drug screening. If everything comes back clear, we start them out on a job, and we'll even go in with them, just to make sure everything is going correctly, and we go back and check on them.
Now sir, your area is where? You help people, what, in the upstate of South Carolina or
Upstate.
other
Yes.
places?
We
Yes.
service Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson,
Okay,
Lawrence. We even go as far as Lawrence.
Okay.
Yes.
okay. And so I think this is wonderful. It's called Passion Caregivers, private duty nursing. And we never know when we will need
Amen.
help.
So true.
And it's a wonderful thing. If somebody knows they can get somebody for a week, 2 days, whatever or maybe 6 months, depending upon what their need is, that you will try to fill it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And you go in with,
I do. I go in and I set the consultation up, and I do the consultation. But I also work as well. Like, most of the time, I start the jobs up so I can be able to know what the needs are. And on the first day, I normally start it up, and then after that, I'll be able to send the caregivers in that I know that has the best experience to be able to work with that family.
so you're kind of like a matchmaker.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes.
see what the needs are, and then you see what somebody from your organization would be best there.
Yes. And sometimes I end up staying with some of the families, but tell me, it's kind of spread yourself too thin sometimes. You're here and there. So I just said I love people, and number one, that is the bottom line, is to be able to have love for God's people and to be able to help the needs. And regardless of what the needs might be, you just go above and do whatever that might needs to be done, because we have to realize they can't do it for themselves. That's why they need us. And we go in and help take care of those needs to release the stress off of the families. Because a lot of times the families are going through so much and they don't know what to do. And to be able to have someone to come in, it makes a big difference.
Okay. Now, did you have, I'm curious, did you have a medical background, or how did you happen to decide on it?
I did. I took some nursing classes. I was going to the RN classes, but due to having a family, we had ministry. My husband pastored for 20 years and was in ministry, and then I was undecided about what to do. So it was a great transition for me, and I just thank God for, the leading of what he had already planned.
So your husband has been in the ministry?
Yes, yes. We pastored for 20 years, and so he is right now on a sabbatical, but we was doing, had so much going on at the same time. So I decided, I love what I'm doing. I love people. So I want to be able to make a difference. And this is how we end up, made the decision with doing home care service.
Well, this is Passion Caregivers. And I'll keep the information here if you didn't get it. But we have the phone numbers, and I'll keep them. And this is it can be an answer to prayer for someone. And if you need somebody just for a short period of time, it can make all the difference.
Yes.
Thank you for coming, and God bless you for what you're doing.
Yes, thank you.
We'll be back in a minute. This is, may I keep this?
Yes, please.
Do you have a couple?
We have some.